you're most vulnerable?
Besides right now.
When I think about my younger self, when I think about my daughter, when I think about this difficult situation I've been through, that no one really even knows anything about in the last 2 years, I think then, when that kind of stuff, the personal stuff, the doing the right thing kind of thing. Well, I like it, passes it on.
Hey there, what would you say was your best failure, where you learned the most?
Oh, what a great question. It's too soon to say. Where I learned the most, it would be probably in the neck. But this is gnarly, so I don't might be too close to it to say. I would say a lot of business things in the beginning, a lot of business mistakes with Bethenny Bakes, and I do liken now in my life and this book to that, because in the beginning, I was broke and I was making these mistakes and it seemed overwhelming and it seemed like the biggest deal in the world. But imagine, knock wood, if I made those mistakes now, the stakes are so much higher. So it's not like, I'm not 90, so it's like I'm still young, and I made, except for that I have this amazing daughter in the world, I've made some very, very big mistakes, but I feel like it could even have been a lot worse. It could even have been a lot worse. So that answers your question.
I want to get Danielle's question in. She's from Windermere. What's your best piece of advice for a woman going through a divorce?
My best piece of advice for a woman going through a divorce is that, the simple advice that this too shall pass, it will not go on forever, that do not engage in the minutia. If you're the least angry party, that is too. Either way, do not engage, do not get into the mud, do not get hooked in. And the minutia doesn't matter. You want to tell everybody and talk about every little thing that happened, and you can't believe they did that. No one really cares. It's happened to somebody before. It's brutal, but just don't get into the little details. It really doesn't matter. You spend a ton of money on lawyers that you don't need to. It's the broad strokes. It's just breathe, and if your kids, be a good and connected parent, and just keep it moving.